For those of you who are taking seats, please park yourselves. For those of you who want to remain in the wings, that's also perfectly fine. Delighted to say that Tommy's helicopter couldn't land. The helipad was closed, but he has parachuted in, Tommy, just in Jamaica last week and still on Jamaican time. But the fact is, Tommy, that you're here. We are delighted that you're here. We are delighted that all of this illustrious lineup is here, compliments of this man. In terms of protocols, we all know, just in case, the exit's that away. There's a toilet there back at the left. And also, a massive thanks to all of you who have made the effort to come out today, not least in December and not least in the month of Christmas, on a really, really wet day, certainly when we wandered across. So, by way of formally kicking things off, just on behalf of BBC Sport and on behalf of MHD Promotions, just a massive thanks to all of you. It has taken a great deal of effort to get things to this position, and I know that our brothers and sisters in the media, in print and in digital, will also be coming on this journey with us. So I see Andy Waters out there, I see David Mohan out there, I see Paul Kelly from the ESB, Each League Boxer, Pete, Stephen Morton. Guys, you're all massively welcome. And know this, that as the BBC puts its shoulder to the wheel, that if you guys are right behind us, we will do our best to ensure that this city produces what we know it can in terms of a brilliant fight night. So, the official launch, it's a BBC Sport production. It's an MHD Dunlop promotion. The main event is all about these guys: Colm Murphy, John Cooney, Tommy McCarthy, Theo Allen, Jack O'Neill and Charles McDonagh. Saturday, February the 1st, 2025 is the date. That's for your diary. It is, of course, a BBC Sport production in conjunction with MHD, and we're going to showcase pretty much this city's brilliant boxing talent. We all know how replete this city and beyond this country, Northern Ireland, is with the boxing resource. And it behoves us all at times to think of the history, not just of our fighters, but the history of this great hall, whether it's Ian Paisley Sr. roaring down the hall, whether it's been the Rolling Stones rocking the joint, whether it's been the Ulster Orchestra. What we are in for on Fight Night on February the 1st is a symphony of our sweet scientists, our sweet science of boxing, and we are thrilled that it is going to happen with this new generation in this really, really garlanded and storied old hall. If halls could speak, if walls could speak, this great hall would have an endless story. I've had the privilege of commentating out here, the Ulster Amateurs with BBC streamed them live for a number of years consecutively, and I was as nervous as a kitten, and I'm just excited for this, as I know we all are. BBC Sport, of course, has a really rich tradition of covering the noble art from the days of Barney Eastwood, who Theo was also from Cookstown, by the way, the great Barney Eastwood, right through to most recently Anthony Cacace and his world title defence. I will have the privilege of presenting this in the company of a number of well-known faces. There will be more announcements and detail as we continue to build up to this. That will occur post-Christmas. The card, should also say, will include a women's bout, and then, of course, well, this is the man who's going to tell you that overnight we have confirmation of our top billing. So would you put your hands together, please, for Mark Dunlop. Mark.
Thank you very much, Mark. Whenever you phoned me this morning and said it's the Mark show, I don't think I could actually think it's your show, not mine. But anyway, first of all, before I start, I'd like to thank the BBC for getting on board and backing MHD Promotions. We're the longest running promotional company in Ireland, North or South. This is our 13th year. We've been here numerous times, and it is always great to come back here. And as Chris and Neil rightly said to me, Mark, don't mention too much, but I will have to mention my sponsors tonight, which are for the main event, which are Bet McLean, R Kings, Holiday and Fisher, MKB Law, Hollywood Flooring, Aircore, Creative Construction, Leading Timber Frame, and Kingsway Contractors, because without them also tonight the event will not happen. So round of applause to them, guys. Yes, as I say, the Ulsterhall is steeped in boxing tradition. I used to come here with my own father as a boy and watch great fight nights. I used to have Barney Eastwood here as a guest whenever I started doing the shows here. It's just some of these kids on this top table have been some of the most amazing fights as amateurs here, and some of them it's going to be their first time boxing here. So yeah, it's a real great pleasure to be bringing this event to you guys live on BBC. Yes, last night I was able to secure the third opponent for Colm Murphy, who will be defending his Commonwealth silver title, which is the step before the main title. He's fighting a guy called Kasumi Hamad Haji, the Tanzanian featherweight champion, who comes with a record of 16 wins, 9 of those by knockout, 6 defeats and 2 draws. As you all know, Colm is a very exciting fighter, and you know, everyone's going to be well entertained, as some of the kids are here, also very entertaining young fighters. Our co-main will be John, the kid Cooney, sitting to my left here, who is a very exciting young talent, who's really pushed himself to his limits in getting himself in a position where he's nearly at the final hurdle for the first major fight of his career, which would be the British title. But first he has to face Nathan Halls of Wales, who is obviously a really good contender himself, and both of these men will also be fighting for the British Boxing Board Control Celtic title, and also fighting an eliminator for the British title. So I imagine the winner of that contest will end up fighting for the British title this year. In fact, the people on this table and some of my stablemates and young lads who could be sitting here with 4 British champions by the end of the year, so it's exciting times for boxing. Yeah, and we'll also have Kate Radomoska, an all ladies fight, which is really exciting to have. And Ulsterhall, I think it's been 10 years since I put one on in here, and it's going to be a really great night of boxing.
Thank you very much, Mark. Give him a round of applause, please, folks. In terms of format and formula, it's pretty much a wee bit of freelancing from here on in. I'm going to have a shoot the breeze with a few of the fighters. I'm going to have a quick word with Mark. In terms of breakout interviews, every fighter and Mark, and for that matter, BBC is at your disposal in terms of whatever needs facilitating. Interviews can and will happen immediately after this. I reckon 10 minutes we'll have us wrapped up. Mark, just you take the microphone. I'm going to look, just how excited are you by this, and how much effort has gone into it?
Well, honestly, it's been a trial and tribulation to get boxing back on the mainstream. Boxing at this minute in time is driven by the internet, and really homing in on boxing fans that are solely, have access to all these apps and all. But we're bringing free-to-air boxing back, on a Saturday night, which can be viewed around the world on the iPlayer and on their Sky channel, BBC Sky channel. It's accessible to everybody, which is going to bring new boxing fans, which is what we really need. And obviously there's a generation that aren't driven by the internet, who are going to get to see, prime time boxing again on a Saturday night.
BBC and boxing go hand in glove. I hinted at that, 50 years or more of that history. How important is it for you and for the boxing community that you have that free-to-air platform?
Yes, well, as I said to you, the free-to-air platform is phenomenal. Like these kids, they run about, they try and sell tickets harder than the train sometimes. It's unbelievable. It is a real hard profession to be in, and only a small number make it. Even the 2 guys that are sitting here with the 2 belts, there's 99.9% of the fighters never even get this far. So the BBC to be doing this, giving lads the opportunity to be seen by the multitude is unbelievable. And for their careers, I mean, these guys, I don't manage all of them, work with different promoters, work with everybody. That's why I'm sitting here today, and I'm happy for them all to do well, because first and foremost, I am a boxing fan.
And Neil Britton, head of BBC NI Sport, was that the toughest bout of negotiation you've ever had to have? Neil's in the audience. Neil, thanks for bringing us. By the way, Michael Markey also here too, who's all things boxing and MMA, many of you will know from BBC. But just in terms of Neil, how did that one go? Did you have to take the gloves off?
No, Neil is a complete gentleman. He's really, honestly, like, we've been back and forward, meeting after meeting, I have him tortured, to be honest with you, like, he actually doesn't even set his alarm anymore, he just waits for my call, and it's the Mark call, 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, and he's delivered everything he said, and it's going to be a fantastic night.
Do us a favour, keep torturing him, would you? I'm going to step around the front, I'm going to
Yes,
pull
okay.
up in no particular order, the fighters. I'm going to have a very quick word with each one. I want to take each one out the front simply because Mark will take that interview. I suppose I better start with the joint top of the bill. Colm, you don't mind coming out first? Colm Murphy, who's come on right around the front, yeah. Colm, how excited?
Yeah, it's a dream come true, to be honest. I obviously main evented here with JPL 5 years ago, so to be fighting here as a professional now since then, it's when that fight feels like yesterday, it's just a bit like you have to pinch yourself really. I believe it's true.
Joint topping the bill in the Ulsterhall, it kind of sounds like it doesn't get much better.
I'm 13-0 now. All my fights really have been like a stepping stone to this point, and I can't thank everyone enough who bought tickets for me for the SSE, for Europa, and those who even came to Galway to see me fight. Thanks very much for getting me here.
And that 13-0, that most recent win over Jack Turner, all that momentum you're bringing in here, how important is it that the great Northern Ireland, Belfast, Ulster and beyond boxing community get behind you and these fighters?
I'm battle tested. I've had a lot of good scraps, especially those Ulsterhall ones with JP Hale, and even a few professionals. They've been back and forth, so I'm ready now for it, especially the main event. I'm ready to step up for that goal.
You look ready. Thanks for joining us. Take your seat. Colm Murphy. John Cooney. If you don't mind, give him a wee round of applause, John. Out to Tom. Galway, kind of initially by England, but as Irish as it gets.
Yeah.
And I know, have you fought here before?
I haven't fought in the Ulsterhall, no, not in the Ulsterhall. Fought in Belfast a couple of times now, but yeah, not in the Ulsterhall.
It's a single transferable audience. They will come from wherever you fought to this great Ulsterhall. When you look around today, and I guess you've got a big tribute to Mark for putting this whole thing together, it looks like it could be not a defining moment, but a redefining moment for boxing here.
Yeah, 100%. It's with BBC getting on board as well, and like say terrestrial TV, it could be the start of something brilliant. You know, next year push on and have even bigger shows, bigger belts and stuff. So it's definitely a stepping stone.
Nathan Howells, what's the thoughts?
It's not too many thoughts, to be honest. Just another fight, just another night. You know, same thing as I always bring. Really, I don't look into it too much. You know.
What's the message from the TAS here? Is there a story, or is it just
yeah, there's a few different things, yeah.
private and personal?
Yeah. Some are, yeah.
Hey, somewhere. He will be anything but private and personal
Yeah,
on the
no,
night.
definitely.
Put your hands together for him. That's our joint top of billing. Again, no order. Charles, the dream. Who gave you that nickname?
It just kind of came from one of my coaches. We're in Dublin fighting, and he was giving us all nicknames, and he said the dream, and it kind of stuck with me. Then I liked it.
Okay, so that's 13-0 there. There's a lot of experience here. Having left the amateur ranks, it's 1-0. How important is it that it's 2-0 and you keep on keeping on?
No, definitely. Like some people said before, this is kind of like a second debut for me because my first fight was in Glasgow. So it's really important just keep winning, keep improving, and obviously build up the wins and see. Hopefully, with the help of God, maybe some of these belts down the line for myself. So just keep building wins and keep improving.
9 Ulster amateur titles.
Yep.
Has the transition across been a smooth one? Is the pro game an entirely different game?
Definitely, it's so different because obviously you have more rounds. In my last fight, I still kind of had an amateur style, but working with Ryan Burnett, he's changed me. You can see something special in this next fight.
I remember going across to Ryan Burnett in Manchester probably a dozen years ago, and his story was a really brilliant story. He effectively almost come off the streets and he just rabbit eyes, and then of course he picked up the anomaly in the brain scan. He must be a great man to have, given the experience that he garnered.
Oh, 100%. You know, you're always learning every single time, even with boxing and even just life in general. The advice he's given me, and you know, just always learning from him.
We hope you continue learning. We look forward to watching February 1st. Retake your seat there. Jack! The Jack attack is back. I don't think you've got a nickname, have you?
No, Wacko.
Huh?
Wacko Jacko.
Whack, I'm going for the Jack attack, right? That'll be it. That'll be on the net too, exclusive for the night. Look, 2-0, brilliant amateur career, 3-time Ulster League champ. The pro game, what can you bring to it? Because we know what it offers you.
Yeah, like you said, pretty good amateur career. Probably known more to be nice boxer, tippy tappy moves, check hooks. Pro game's completely different. Sitting down your punches and bringing excitement here in the Ulsterhall in the first.
And no better experience to bring with you than the undercard of Sir Paddy McCrory. Paddy, great to see you here, one of our finest. And just between you and I, he and I trained in the same gym together, right? And he learned it all by osmosis for me, didn't you, Paddy? Just know. Look, that experience of that night, you will back that.
Oh, well, absolutely. Like the SSE is the biggest place you can fight up here. Getting your debut there and then the second fight there's only people that can dream of it. Like.
Brilliant. Take your seat.
Cheers, thank
We
you.
look forward to it. Look, in my head, we kind of TV people are always trying to work out like who really is the main character. And I've met, he actually tried to throw me off an open top bus on Royal Avenue back in the day, Tommy. But I'm thinking, right, that's definitely star billing in terms of what he can bring to the circus. But I've just met Theo, and I'm thinking also, this man does a little bit of razzmatazz, quite like no one I've ever seen before. But Theo, I've got to defer to the late Jamaican here. When I say late Jamaican, will tell us more about that. Theo, what we come? Theo, here's the thing about Theo. Theo, as many of you will know, is boxing through and through. He was telling me that having grown up in Cookstown, he was crap at Gaelic football, he loved hurling, but he decided that he'd rather hit people with his fists than with a hurling stick. Theo, loving the bling.
Look good, feel good.
This is the difference. He's the first man just to have gone, screw you, I'll steal the microphone off you. All of the rest of the look good, feel good, Theo. What are you going to bring to the show? What are you bringing to the Ulsterhall?
Just a great performance. Good platform live on BBC's. I want to thank Mark Dunlop for the opportunity, my manager for getting me on a great card again. I can't wait to come and steal the show February 1st.
Everybody's just going to steal the show. There's no way you can't steal a show off these. These guys are show stompers. Look, Theo, I had a wee chat with you previous to this, and I was asking, so East Timor is your place of birth. I know you're very, very proud of that. And you came here probably 15, 20 years ago, the family settled in Cookstown. And I said, is it Theo Alin or is it Theo Alin? And he went, oh, well, it's actually Theo Alin. But I want to just to make life easy, it's Theo Alin. So then I said, what does your mum call you? And she said, Alin. So I'm going with Theo Alin. And I know that East Timor is something which will really matter to you on the night, bringing a little bit of it here to Belfast.
Yeah, I can't wait. It makes my dad proud representing my country. So I can't wait. I'll be representing them the whole way throughout my career. And Ireland as well.
And you fought the SSE. What was that night like? And do you feel it will be a similar night, or probably, as Mark Dunlop will tell us, an even bigger, better night here in the Ulster?
The SSE was class. First two fights, SSE Arena was hard to beat. Great support, but I think the Ulsterhall will be a bit better. So it will. I'd always wanted to fight in Ulsterhall. Came up short as an amateur. I beat in the semi-final. But now I'm fighting here with pros, so can't wait.
I think he might be the biggest thing to hit the Ulsterhall since Mick Jagger. That was 50, that was 50 odd years ago, and he's still going. Theo Alin, would you take a seat? Come on, Cruiserweight, out you come. Give us a bit of your advantage. He basically, I don't even know if we can say this, but given there's nobody from the BBC here, he's been in doing a wee bit of trialling with the BBC. You've been doing your stand-up in the Sunflower, but I'm joking about the helicopter. I wasn't joking about Jamaica. Were you in the chill zone a week ago?
I was over in Jamaica. That's the family origin. So I was over visiting some family and having a wee bit of winter sun as well. Because it's freezing out here, icing as well. So
Right. You're 34 now.
Yep.
There's a whole lot of experience under that belt. You had those couple of high-profile defeats. You've come back. You're back to winning ways. How serious are you? Because in truth, as a cruiserweight, you're probably, arguably, just still now on the cusp of your prime.
Yeah, you know, where the heavier weights, you come in your own wee bit later, so I'd agree I'm coming in the cusp of my prime at the minute, but I don't want to box forever. No one can box forever, so these next couple of years are going to be very important for me. I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things, like you said, but in some high profile fights, loads of experience, seen it all, done it all. So the next year and a half, I want to be fit for world title.
Okay. We hope you're on for a world title. I feel like in the interest of getting this bout on our way, that I go head to head with you now and he stand up. So this is my joke for the day, right? Then you've got to tell an even better joke, right? So what did Kermit say when he got to the top of the Empire State Building?
What?
Muppet.
Well, Tommy, your go.
Two small men standing in the field. One of them says, "Smell carrots."
Okay, we stop there. We will stop there. Tommy, thank you very much. Guys, there's absolutely no need for questions to come to the top table, but there is an open mic. There's one here. If anybody wants to ask a question, feel free. If anybody wants to go grab a coffee and a sandwich, feel free. I'll put the microphone here. Anyone who has anything to say, stick your hand up. But I know that you're going to do one-on-ones. Is there anybody who has anything to say? Anybody want to ask a question? Right, so that's that pretty much wrapped. So this is this wrapped. Thanks a million for coming out. To all of our media, a massive thanks to Andy and the Waters Irish News, David, and of course the two lads here from Eat, Sleep, Drink and Do Everything Boxing, and to our top table, and especially to Mark Dunlop. Mark and I go back a ways, and he is one of the great grafters and grifters, but he delivers, and I know that he, in conjunction with BBC, will deliver something different, and something which I have said earlier is going to be the rebirthing of boxing by way of that live BBC platform here in February at this great hall. Lads, thanks a million. Wish you well over Christmas. Take it easy on the turkey, take it easier on everything else, and we'll see you back in February. Mark Dunlop and MHD, thank you on behalf of Neil Britton and the BBC. Thanks for coming out, guys. Thank you.